Hey, Dennis here. Welcome back to the instruction files, which is what I'm calling these segments. So, um, Dennis Tyson, Plein Air, the instruction files. All right. Tonight we're going to talk about, we're going to continue on our color wheel, but tonight we're going to work on grays, which I mentioned last time are like really super important in the landscape. So I want to make sure that that you have the ability to nail those grays down and understand temperature shifts between them. And so we'll talk about that. And so I'll get set up here, and we'll get going with this. And don't forget to subscribe to this so you can follow along with all of my instruction videos, leading you down a path, helping you paint in plein air. So these are the fundamental parts of that, but we're going to get to the fun stuff before too long. So, and based on the weather report, you're going to need a lot of, well, I don't know about you because I'm not sure where you are, but I'm going to need a lot of white on my palette. So I'll just show you, this is just a painting I've been working on. I'm going to get that moved out of the way and get set up here for tonight's lesson. But I was just going to show you, just in general, just to give you a feel for it. There are a lot of grays all through here, all through here. This entire band of this background is almost completely made up of grays. This beginning of this tree is almost all completely grays. And so that just gives you a feel for how useful grays are. And I know sometimes when you think about gray, you think, well, that's not a very pretty color. But man, when you mix natural grays, you'll see what I mean. Just hold on a second. Okay, so we'll get started here, and you can see this is where we left off last time with our beautiful color wheel. And if you remember, we painted our red and our yellow and our blue, and then we painted our secondary colors, which were purple and green and orange. And then from there we did our tertiary colors, which were yellow green, yellow orange, red orange, red violet, blue violet, and blue green. So that's what we did last time. And so this time we're going to work with natural grays. And at this point, you may already be amazed at what we've done with just 3 colors. Now wait till you see these grays. You'll all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, I didn't know we could get all of those colors out of just 3 tubes of paint. So, but it's very true. So here we go. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to do a lot of mixing. So for some portions of this, I may speed it up because it might just get monotonous for you. And after I watched my last video back, I know I did a bunch of rambling in between mixing paint and stuff, but I don't want you to get totally bored with that. So I may fast forward some of this since it's a bit repetitive and we're going to be mixing a lot of colors. But the first step is just to mix grays. And what you do is directly across from each other on the color wheel are what's called cross complements. And to get a natural gray, all you have to do is mix 2 cross complements together, and you get a natural gray. Okay, so you mix red and green, purple and yellow, blue and orange, orange and blue violet, yellow green, and red violet, and so you get the idea. Any 2 colors that are directly across from each other on the color wheel gives us those cross complements. And I realize some of my colors aren't exactly completely across, but blue and orange, red and green, purple and yellow. Those are pretty close, so nail those down and you'll be able to get the rest of it. So we'll start with the red and green. And if you remember right, we took our yellow. So we'll take some of that, and we mixed our blue with it. So we got to start out with our green. We'll get that to look something like the green we have on there, which it does like that. So, all right. So we'll take our green, and we're going to take what we believe to be some amount of green, and we're going to add our red to it. And again, I am mixing with a palette knife, even though everything inside of me, because of the way I normally paint, is saying, "Why are you doing this? Just use your brush." But anyway, we're going to do it like this anyhow. So, all right. So what I want to do is I want to just take a little of the color we have there, and just start up in this corner, and we're just going to make just kind of like a little bar, and then later on we're going to label these so we know which color is which. So, all right, so that's the first one right there. All right, and we're going to want to leave as many of these on the palette as possible, because we're going to do some more mixing with them, even though I realize I'm going to run out of space, but that's okay. So the next color we're going to do is the blue and orange. Actually, we're going to do purple and yellow. I'm going to go around this way with the catching all the secondary colors, and then that way we'll have those mixed, and then we can grab the tertiaries after that. So, all right, here we go. So now we're going to do purple and yellow. So we're going to take some red, take some blue out here, and get our red in there. As we learned the other night, this particular red is really strong, so alright, that should be our purple. And as we learned last time, we want to take our light color and we want to mix our dark into it. So we'll take some yellow here, and we'll take some of our purple in there. So mix purple and yellow. And I see this color in nature a lot, so it's a really beautiful color. Okay, so I'll take some of that, and let's put that right here. All right. The first mixture that you see here is a mixture of red and green, and these and the second one is a mixture of purple and yellow. The next one blue and orange, and then we started here and we went red violet with yellow green. That was this one, and then it was blue violet with yellow orange, and then red orange with blue green. So that's how we got these colors. And you just mix your orange, and I'll do the I'll mix the second one again. So the second color we mixed was purple and yellow. So we'll take the blue and get some red with that. And that gets our purple, and we'll just test that over here just to make sure we're on target. Yep, looks good. So we're going to take the purple and we're going to mix that with yellow. So we'll grab some yellow. These are cross complements directly across from each other on the color wheel that we made. So take our yellow and our purple, put those two together. All right, we'll see how we did with that. And that looks good. So, all right. So then that's the mixture of purple and yellow. And then the next step is to actually just make a halftone of each one of these, because the halftone actually reveals a great deal more about these colors than actually I mean, you can see they're all sort of earthy tones. Some of them are shifting one way or another in both temperature and in color. But so to make the halftone, now we'll do that. We're just going to take a little titanium white and we're going to add an equal amount or so of the other color. Okay, so we'll take our brush and grab that halftone, drop it right in here, and you can already see how much warmer that color is than the one that's up above, which stands to reason because there's so much more yellow in this mix than there is in that mix. So okay, so let's jump to another color, and I'm going to go ahead and mix the halftones for these, and I'll fast forward through this so you don't have to just listen to me ramble while I mix. You never know what crazy things I'm going to say, and then we'll move on to the last step in tonight's lesson. So, all right, let's do it. All right, so here's what we did. while I was gone, we took our cross complement, just as a reminder here. We took the red and the green and we mixed it as a cross complement, and that shows up right here. And then we took that same color, we shifted it toward red by just adding some more red into it. We shifted it toward green just by adding some green into it. And then I just did some quick sort of tones, half tones of those, just so you can see, you know, how red that one really shifts and how green this one down here actually shifted. And so we did that for each one, and as I went around, and it's really cool to see, you know, probably on this entire color wheel, the thing that's closest to what you think of in your mind anyway as a gray is actually the blue violet combined with the yellow orange, just based on this mix. And tomorrow, if I was out in the woods mixing it, it may turn out completely different and shift one way or another slightly, but because I grab my paint with my brush, I don't do it with a palette knife, and none of this is scientific anyway, and the more you experiment with it, the better you'll get at not having to think about these mixes, and you just sort of know which. I know it sounds crazy, but your brain just figures out which way to go. Believe it or not, after a while, you don't have to think about it as much. Because really you're only thinking about three things when you're mixing color, and I'm going to totally confuse you by this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you're out in the field painting and you mix a color, you really only have three questions to ask yourself. It goes right back to the primaries. Does that color need that I mixed? Because you're comparing it to what you're actually physically seeing. So you're saying, that color that I mixed, does it need more red? Does it need more blue? Or does it need more yellow? And if you ask yourself that question constantly, you just get used to it. You mix a color and you just know immediately, oh, this needs a little bit more red, or this needs a little bit more yellow. So anyway, this is actually probably closest to what we think of as a gray. Very, very cool color on this side. Really warm color over here, and you can see that all the way around. I mean, these shift warm, these start getting very cool, and I probably needed to go lighter on that one, but it doesn't matter. So there, that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss any of the madness here. And as always, thanks for checking out my video, and I will catch you later.